Hi guys, this is SDJRSNF88 or Callum speaking with a quick little interview for the BRM regarding our time on the Great Model Railway Challenge. So they've given me a list of questions to answer for you guys to basically show our experiences or how we how we experienced our time filming the series. So first question, how were we recruited? Well, a number of people were recruited via the television programme or the production company via their model railway club. I know that they sent out a lot of emails and flyers to model railway clubs and groups to see if they were interested in getting involved. But our team personally got involved a slightly different way. Some of you guys may know Laurie, who also has a YouTube channel. He is also one of the other teams on the show. He's one of the team Steampunk, and he's a good friend of mine, and he got us involved by saying that he was involved with the show and basically pointed us in the direction of the production company. So I got a team together and went ahead and asked them and said, you know, we're a group and we're interested in taking part in this programme. And basically they set up a couple of interviews over Skype so we could see them and get to know them and they could get to know us. And from then on they sort of said, you're on the show. So yeah, it sort of snowballed from there. So what were our thoughts and feelings before we got to the show? Well, once we'd been selected, we were sort of realising, wow, we're actually going to go and do this. And it sort of started setting in that, you know, have we bitten off more than we can chew? As with other programmes and all hobbies that are portrayed on television, there was a worry that there would be some sort of stigma that we would be stereotyped once we got there. But once we arrived on set, our worries were set aside. The production crew were absolutely superb. They were really, really welcoming and friendly, and they had done their research as well, which was most important. Sort of the idea when before we got there, we were expected to be greeted by, you know, by sort of questions like, oh, could you go build us a toy train set? But it wasn't anything like that. They were, as soon as we got there, like, oh, well, what are you going to do? What theme are you going to do? You know, how are you going to do it? And of course, you know, things like, is it going to be analog, digital? Is it going to have this on there? It was really, really, you know, well thought out questions, and you know, it really set our worries aside. The camera crew were absolutely amazing. They filmed a lot of what we were doing, you know, the actual, you know, all the little details and stuff of what we were doing, and they're really, really interested in it. In fact, I think the camera crew were sort of as almost in a way in the same boat as us. I think they were worried that we were going to be that sort of stereotype that they had seen on previous programmes. But when they met us, they realised that we were much, you know, we're just like anybody else. We're just, you know, people there for, you know, a bit of fun, bit of a laugh. And they were really, really interested in what we were doing. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if any of the camera crew or production company actually start taking up this hobby after the series is finished. So how did we gel as a team? Now, our team was made up of a number of friends, which I've made over the years via YouTube, hence our name, the Railway Video Division. But along with that, we also had family members in the form of my grandfather, who, of course, was the man that got me involved in the hobby. So it was really, really nice to have a family connection. And as well as that, we also had a friend that I made through at the job I work at. I work as a bar manager, and this AD, who he came in as a customer one day and overheard me talking to another customer about model railways, and expressed his interest in model railways as well. And he, as you'll see in the programme, he is an amazing model builder, and it was great to have him on board. And we all brought a different set of skills to the table. My grandfather is very good at woodwork. I'm personally really enjoy scenery. AD, as I mentioned, is a chief model builder. Will and Adam are amazing with wiring and track work and track plans, which you will see again as part of the project. And Callum is, has never built a model railway on a board in his life, so we were teaching him as we went along. And by the end of the series, he had really picked up a lot of skills. So it was great to actually, in a way, teach him on camera. And he was very, very open to new ideas. And you know, it was just amazing. It was a real great combination of different skills, you know, as well as teaching one another things. I mean, we all learnt something from each other. And I think definitely one of the team members that really came away with the most was definitely Callum. Not to be confused with myself, of course. There were two Callums in our team, which made it a bit confusing. But he learned a lot, and he's now going on to build his very own model railway himself, and he was an amazingly valued team member. So as I briefly touched upon in a previous question, my day job is in fact a bar manager at a local pub, which is a very, very enjoyable job. You get to meet a lot of people. However, the hours can be at times very unsociable. Weekends tend to be a bit of a luxury, which of course, as many people know, exhibitions and railway related things tend to happen at the weekend. So to get to those, I have to take time off of work, which of course, means that I don't get paid, and of course in a way it's also stressful for the business as well, trying to find someone covering my shifts. But any free time that I do get, it is dedicated to the hobby. My interests personally with model railways has changed over the years. I've gone through a lot of different sort of periods and things, but my main two periods that I've especially stuck with is Somerset and Dorset. Being a Somerset lad, I really love the Somerset and Dorset and all the rolling stock, and that is my main sort of interest. And I have a number of locomotives that I've renumbered and have that are actually locomotives that ran on the Somerset and Dorset Railway. But a main interest that is taking over, especially in the past year, being such a poignant event, is the railways during the First World War. And this is something that you will see during our challenge, and the military connection with the railways, which is also another sort of side interest that I have, sort of military history, especially with vehicles and the men and machinery and stuff like that. And this is something that I wanted to tie in with the challenge as well. And the team were very, very open about tying this in with our build. Of course, what I do with the hobby is I film videos much like this, and I put them on YouTube, and under the name SDJRSNF88. Many 4 members of our team are also on YouTube. So we have Adam, who has 82A Studios, we have Will, who has the Bluebell Railway Hawks channel, and then we have Callum, who is Northern Soul Express, and we all share our passion for railways on there, whether it be preserved railways, model railways, tips and tutorials and other things, and that's what we do as a hobby. But yeah, I think it's really, really enjoyable, just a passion in a way, in general, and that's what we enjoy doing. So with whatever free time that I have, it has been dedicated to this. So this challenge really, really brings that out. And I guess that brings us on to the final question. Would we do this again? I would say 100% yes. It was an amazing experience. I mean, before the show we were a bit worried, a bit apprehensive. And I know that a few of the viewers have been worried about that, as in how would, now the programme's being aired, how would we all be portrayed as, once this show is out with the general public. But personally, I feel that the way that the production crew went about it, I feel this is going to be a really, really successful series, and hopefully encourage a new generation to this hobby. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is getting younger blood into this hobby, and to sort of shelve this stereotype of people locking themselves away in rooms, on their own, building models for hours and hours and hours and not coming out. It's at the end of the day, it's a really, really amazing hobby, and if it wasn't for doing videos like this, I would have never met many of the like-minded people in this hobby as well. And which is what it's all about at the end of the day, is meeting people that share the same interest and sharing that interest with others as well. And I think this programme has hit the nail on the head, and hopefully it will do just that. So I guess that's all for this, and I hope you enjoyed my answers. I hope it gives you a bit more of an insight into what actually went into the programme, and of course our thoughts and feelings on the show. So I guess that's all that's left for me to say. Is this has been SDJRSNF88 speaking, and thanks for watching.